I always seem to have a ton of scraps after I finish up a project. The question is what to do with those scraps, especially if they're of decent size. You don't want to just throw them away. Cutting boards, serving trays, charcuterie boards, whatever you want to call them, however you want to use them, is certainly a nice, easy thing to do with scraps. And they're a fun project, and you can do a lot with them, give them for gifts, or sell them, keep them for yourself. But that's what I decided to do. I'm going to make a charcuterie board, so I'm just cutting some strips to size. I already had some walnut strips, so I'm going to match that with the maple. I think it might be time for a new blade. So I've got some extra maple and walnut here, so I'm going to glue it up. It can either be a serving tray or a cutting board. I got a ton of scraps all over the shop, various things, so I'm going to cut them up and make them into something. So here I'm just going to glue this all up, put in the clamps, and let it sit overnight. Get all that spread around, all across the edges. Make sure it gets all the mating surfaces. Once it dries, I'll probably send it through the planer to get it all flat. Lots of glue. I probably should have used Type-On 3 on this. This is just the original. I guess my hope is that people just wipe it down with a damp cloth. I mean, the fear, no matter what you use, if they sent it through the dishwasher, it certainly would mess it up. If not the glue, definitely the wood. So this glue should be fine for it. Cutting boards are never meant to get sopping wet. Plus it'll have a nice finish that'll have fully cured, keeping it sealed up. Trying to keep it as even as possible, minimize the amount that I have to cut off. Make sure it's seated all the way down by the clamps. Keep one side as flat as possible for a nice reference surface when I put it through the planer. That looks pretty good. Okay. Try and wipe off the excess a little bit. It's less cleanup. And I'll let it sit overnight. This charcuterie board is all glued up. I'm going to send it through the planer This is the smoothest side. I'm going to use the scraper, clean it up a little bit, and then I will use it to register off of the bed of the planer so that I can clean up this side. And once this side is cleaned up, then I'll turn it back over and clean up this side, and I should have two nice flat parallel surfaces. And I can figure out if I want to just leave it plain, boxing square, do any type of pattern. I don't know, but walnut and maple, it's going to look nice. Okay, we got both sides cleaned up. The planer came out looking really nice. Let's see what else we can do with it. I'm just going to true up each edge. I just decided to keep it relatively simple. I'm just going to round over the edges on both faces. A lot of sanding and 5 coats of water-based poly. Since this is going to be used as a serving tray, charcuterie board, it generally will not have a knife going against it, so that finish can fully cure and will keep it food safe. And here's the final product. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. Have a great week.